Hello everyone! Welcome back to the RationalInvestor.com's Weekend Frivolity, the Broiler Chicken Show. Back. That wasn't bad. Anyway, hello and welcome back to an hour or two of a little bit of silliness, have some fun, joke around with site members, interact a little bit with the public, try and, I think it's super important to try and be lighthearted about all this. If there are some half decent little tidbits that we drop along the way, consider it our free karmic sort of wave out into the universe. My name is Brian Beamish, if you haven't followed or watched this show before, aka The Rational Investor, and this is our website, TRI, therationalinvestor.com. Actually, I've had a couple of people ask me, why the hell do you name this thing Broiler Chickens? In a weird sort of way, I've been at this trading game for so long. It turns out there used to be a industry. I was a commodities broker for many years and also a prop commodities trader for a firm out of Chicago. And also an individual market participant forever. And there used to be a commodities contract that they really wanted to try and float, the broiler chickens contract, and nobody would buy it. It wouldn't fly. We could trade pork bellies, we could trade live hogs, we could trade feeder cattle, live cattle. But you're just not going to get a broiler chickens contract. Nobody, and for some reason, people just don't want to buy broiler chickens. Just the image just doesn't work. Anyway, so it's a great analogy of my experience as a commodities trader and a commodities broker. And if you know the story of the broiler chickens contract, then you understand sort of my background, tongue-in-cheek a bit. Also, too, one thing I did notice, and my apologies, but I've been listening to these videos and I did hear somebody actually make a snide comment about my lip smacking. And I certainly don't do it on purpose, but since I heard that comment recently, I've been listening with, constantly thinking about, how terrible I am when I listen back to these videos. I'm very self-critical, and I've been noticing. So it's not intentional, but I am going to try and make sort of a subconscious effort not to smack my lips. I don't even know how the hell I do it, but I do hear what you guys are saying, and my apologies. It's certainly not intentional. I suppose I need elocution lessons, but anyway. I like to look at these videos as like edutainment. It's supposed to be fun. I like to use, I do have a lot of tough critics. I mean, people will literally, somebody said in the hangout here, man, people are tough on you. They are. People will pick us apart for this littlest things. It drives you crazy. But anyway, what do they say? You can please some of the people all of the time. You can please all of the people some of the time, but you just can't please all of the people all the time. It's impossible. So I try my best, but there are always trolls. Anyway. Actually, I was kind of conveying the message that I'm going to be winding down these shows. I don't really have any plans to wind down this stuff. I mean, it's free. It's a great way for me to get my rants off, and if I want to bark about something, I think there is good value in this information. So I don't want you to all in YouTube and social media land to think I want to exit. It's just I'm feeling a little mentally exhausted, and of course big celestial events. This isn't an easy time for any of us. I do see it actually. When you run one of these very publicly interactive kind of platforms, you really see it in the numbers. I get to sort of overview all of this. I do see a lot of people sending me messages that they're pretty stressed out right now, or they're very confused right now, or I got a message and it totally made sense, and I don't even think the person even realized it. But they said to me, I was going through my journal, fucking awesome. You got to do that if you really want to be a professional trader, is you have to journal and you have to go back and actually read what you've written down. So I love that. But they said, wow, I was really kicking ass there. And then all of a sudden about, I don't know, maybe about 4 or 5 weeks ago, the wheels just falling off the bus. I don't know what the hell's going on. You have to, that's the only way you're going to see it, ironically enough, when you journal, is when you go back and actually review what's going on. But number one, to that person, you're not alone. I'm getting tons of those messages right now. And it makes sense. This is exactly what's supposed to happen. Jupiter and Saturn are two very influential bodies in our solar system, and they are having a very large effect on our silly little human existence here on this planet. I also, what I see is I see a lot of wheel spinning. And that makes sense to me too. I see a lot of, I'm going into hyperactivity mode, but I'm actually not really accomplishing a hell of a lot. So be forewarned about that. I do see that. It's almost like people, like I said, people are going into hyperspeed, but they're like, it's like a vortex, and they're just getting spun tighter and tighter and tighter into circles. So give yourself permission, if anything. Like, this is me just trying to help you guys. 30 years in this game. There will be far easier times to make bucket loads of money. I mean, it's almost laughable when we go into one of these little bull modes. You had some fun there in the DeFi space in the summer, but that's nothing. I mean, Jesus, when we get into rip-roaring happy bull markets, it's like endless. It just keeps going and going and going. And you're banging out doubles and everybody's little old ladies, and it's just like, this is the easiest money I've ever seen. Right? But we're not in that kind of environment right now, so go slowly. Ay, caramba. So anyway, there's, this is why half of the reason why I do these videos is I just, I want to somehow just get this karmic message out into the universe. And have it on record so that when all you guys are moaning and complaining and Richard Hart's crying on social media, you broke my Bitcoin. Oh, it's a new bear market. I can go back and say, look, I can walk you through the steps, step by step by step by step. And right now we are in blow-off top step. Top step? Blow-off top phase. No doubt about it. I mean, enjoy the rally, enjoy the run. Maybe let them have some as your name is working higher. But be careful. Don't act emotionally through this shit. And for God's sakes, don't chase. Buy the something w.com or however the hell that goes. All right, so couple objectives out of this video. I do like to use it as a little bit of a sort of an advertising platform. Hey, TRI's got this coming up. TRI's got that coming up. If you're interested, maybe hop on over the site. Also, too, I'd like to use these videos as sort of talk to our current level 1 program. And because they're covering different topics every week, in a weird sort of way, if you're watching in the public, you might get a nice, cute little tutorial on how the various different tools are being taught. And there's one gentleman we saw last term that man, he did just an incredible document of note-taking of these videos. So I'm personally torn because I do understand the message that I hear from a lot of people that, hey, if you're really such a good person, why are you charging a fee for educating? And actually, I wouldn't mind just telling you a little story. Maybe you don't even know this story, but it's probably a good story for all of you to actually know. Remember, I've been at this game forever. I've seen all the different stories. I've seen different bull markets. I've seen different Ponzi's. I've seen different cons. I've seen it all, guys. I literally have. I've been at this game far too long. But anyway, when I first got into the crypto space, I used to do all of these videos and all of these lectures totally for free. At that time, I was prop trading for a firm out of Chicago, just sort of, floundering away. I was living in a very odd existence after my wife had passed away. Money didn't really mean anything to me. I just, it was a great escape to just go hang out in my prop firm buddies sort of world. And then, of course, I caught this crazy Bitcoin bug. And in that kind of environment, like I said, I actually came to crypto, and they used to call me Coach Brian on TradingView. And there were some funny characters that used to follow me. There's this, oh man. And I would imagine, hopefully all these people held on to their Bitcoin and they're stinking rich now. But man, we had some funny characters back there in like 2012, 2013. And I fell into a trap. The trap is that if you really want people to succeed, they have to actually do what you say. They can't half-ass it, and they can't sort of, I'll listen to this guy for free and I'll take this point and that point. I mean, if people really want to learn and really want to succeed at this, they got to put all their preconceived notions away. You got to learn the process. You got to quit BSing yourself about your opinion and all that kind of nonsense. And you got to do it right, mistake-free. That ain't easy, folks. It ain't. I'll tell you that much. It is not easy task. And what I found when I gave this stuff away for free is people basically listened to what they wanted to hear. They took the information that sort of corresponded with what their personal bias was, and then they applied that. And this is actually a really good tie-in to this current week's material. The level oneers right now are learning all about this one particular indicator that I built, which is kind of a heavily bastardized version of the Williams percentage R indicator. This thing I called the Willie, and how I use it to sort of just help keep me out of trouble, which is really the most important thing. If you haven't heard this before, but most prop firms, especially like real professional outfits, they'll tell like new traders, look, at your job here, it's not to make money. I mean, your job here is not to lose money. That's your job. Now, if you can make some money, great, we'll keep you on board. If you lose money, get the fuck out of here. Quick, now. Don't waste any of our times if you don't know what the hell you're doing in here. But you have to understand, professional money managers, their number one job is don't fucking lose money. Anyway, excuse my French. So, building indicators like this just sort of keeps me out of trouble. But here's the trouble. This is the problem with giving away free information. Is I can sit and bark at you, don't use this as a timing tool. Don't use this as a timing tool. Don't use this as a timing tool. Then some clown comes along and uses it as a timing tool. Tries to sort of finesse it into his own personal bias of what he thinks is going to happen in the market, and he ends up fucking blowing himself up because I was trying to give this stuff away for free. So what happened there? Something went wrong. And it turns out, and my old man taught me this lesson years and years and years and years ago. It turns out that people actually only really value the information that they're being given based on how much they actually have to pay for it. So ironically enough, I kind of want to give this shit away for free, but it's not in your best interest. And then what we noticed, and I see this all the time, when I give these courses away for free to like people who do work on TRI or even my business partners, which really irks me, they don't actually follow the rules and they don't use the tools correctly. And I see them slipping up all the time. The people that pay me money for this, they're like, fuck it, Brian, I paid you money. I'm going to do whatever you said in here because I got some vested interest in this shit working, and they succeed at this. It's remarkable. I mean, I have to tell you, it's stunning to see the difference. So, that's a little 5-10 minute rant. I'm sorry. But if anything, I wouldn't mind just making a note of that. If anybody, I can't remember who's doing the write-ups of these videos on the site. Marat was doing it for a while. I think he got a partner. But if you guys are going to do the video write-up of this today, maybe put in a note. Brian makes specific reference to why he actually charges a fee for the course material and stuff like that. So, there you go. Take it for whatever it's worth. And I think on balance, we got sort of a kind of a happy medium. The course is like 3 or 4 months long, and we charge you less than $1,000. So that means it's working out to like, about $70-80 a week or something like that. So it's not like we're like milking you here. And actually, we even have a Black Friday deal. Yeah, you knew the shill was coming, so here you go. But just FYI, we kicked around the idea, considering that, we already have like 200 and some odd people that signed up on this waiting list for the next school term. Couldn't believe that. I think half of you guys are waiting for the raffle, but, there'll be another raffle for this coming term. So, that doesn't kick in until January, but we'll have a Black Friday offer this coming week. And it's like it goes through, Cyber Monday or whatever. So it's like it's a combination deal. So if you want information about the Black Friday deal coming up, just pop on this site here. I'll just throw it on the YouTube video. I think, I think the price is like 800 and some odd dollars, or maybe 900. I don't know. But, Black Friday deals, cut you a break, that kind of stuff. So I'll throw that link in the little chat box here on the video, and I'll put it in the description later on if you're watching this later on. So I also really like this page because it also, if you want to learn a little bit about TRI, I think the absolute best people that you can possibly learn from are our students. And actually somebody even said, oh yeah, these are paid people that you got to do these reviews. No, fuck no. I mean, absolutely no. I would never, ever do that. I mean, stand on a stack of Bibles. That would be completely counterproductive. Because then, like I've said this before, if anybody ever found out that you did that, all your credibility is right out the window. So why on earth would I do that? Anyway, well, Dan, I think highly of you, man. You better be hunting for that Transylvanian real estate, dude. I haven't forgotten. I want my Transylvanian castle, damn it. I see you over there on YouTube. Anyway, so great place just to come and just see what TRIers are up to. And what they think of the program. And then also too, we have this really cool little testimonial videos of just talking to past site members and students. So it's a great little introductory to our site. So just FYI. Oh, and by the way, we do have like a 30-day trial or something like that on the site. So if you want to pop in and join the lounge and stuff like that, I mean, obviously we don't give you full site access. But if you want to pop in and just sort of see what the community's like, I think I've seen a few new people, sort of saying, hey, I'm just seeing what you guys are like in the lounge. And actually great content from site members, lots of helps. So super PMA, everybody. Thank you. Okay, so what the hell should we talk about today? Did the promotion. So I got that done. I can put that away now. And as I said, through the week we'll mention that about the daily brief little recap videos that we do. So we'll mention that more. So, and my suggestion is just get on that list, and then Julian can send you out all the information that he has on it. So if that interests you. Questions from the current TRIers in the level 1, so we can talk a little bit about that. I was also thinking too, maybe, considering that, this is a monthly chart. Obviously, we're face ripping here. So I was wondering whether it might be an idea to do sort of like a bigger picture view and then zoom in and then zoom in and then zoom in. Just sort of come up with some levels. I don't know. It obviously, well, not obviously, maybe not obvious to anybody. It's very hard for me to come out and just say, oh yeah, buy Bitcoins, you'll do really well, guaranteed to make money. That was the same sort of thing through this. And you just never knew where the hell the top was, and it turns out, come right back down to the bottom. We could also talk a little bit, actually I wouldn't mind just sort of, it's not quite ready to promote, still beta. Our official launch date is January 1st, so we're still polishing this a bit to a certain degree, but I wouldn't mind talking a little bit about some of the information the dashboard and the screeners are giving us. Answer your questions, level 1ers. And then of course, altcoins, lots of fun. We could always kick around some ideas on that. Actually, I was really pleased to see was screeners producing lots of signals to take a look at. What's funny about this, though, and this is more sort of development stuff, is I'm getting signals coming and going. So I changed the script a little bit there, and now it's not populated, so I can't show you guys. Actually, what I should show you is probably just sort of our free default stuff. So, what's good old Dav telling us we should be looking at? Actually, I did notice this KMD looks kind of interesting. So, we could maybe take a look at KMD. See what's going on there. And just FYI, the 30-day trial, you do get access to all of these. My suggestion is, if you do want to just sort of use this as mining for ideas right now, do your own due diligence, pull up the chart, see what it says. Obviously we're going to have, obviously bullish criteria, bearish criteria. They're very simple ideas, but at least it gives you something to chew on. Do we have access to that now? I think so on the TRI screeners. I don't know. You tell me, Colleen. You probably know better than I do. Remember, Sjord is the TRI CTO. I'm just the pretty face of the site. So I don't know. Where's Sjord? Sjord's on the call tomorrow. Are you going to be here tomorrow, Colleen? If anything, it would be kind of cool during his report to give him some feedback of what you've seen on the site so far. Yeah, okay, cool. Right, we'll see you tomorrow. Actually, didn't you bang off a killer trade the other day? I seem to remember people were barking about a hell of a level that you picked out on something. Somebody, if anybody can remind me that. And actually, Colleen's a really great analogy of what I want to see happen to the public. Is I think pretty much before she came here, she didn't really know what she was doing trading-wise, but I think we got her to a place where she can just go out and be a trader. Way to go. Just run her small business of trading. Also, too, I just did a lip smack. Sorry about that, guys. So I'm going to try and keep my... I seem to remember, wasn't there a TRI SOF idea or something? I just remember I was scrolling through one of the rooms and I saw everybody was like, whoa, Colleen, you shark, you! Something like that. Anyway. I wanted to mention, and I think actually maybe not a bad idea to pull up the Twitter feed here, because I wanted to mention... I think I've told you guys this before. I think we have some brilliant minds on TRI site. Don't get me wrong. You know, it's very hard to articulate fundamental ideas in the crypto space. I mean, you got to really know your shit. I do like listening to Chico Crypto. I don't know where Chico Crypto went. Yeah, I guess it was this one. For fundamental ideas, you know, I'm sure he probably doesn't want me playing his video on our thing. But thought it was actually interesting. He sort of tore apart that Tika guy. And, you know, it's here nor there. I don't really like to comment on all that kind of stuff. But I think, you know, especially for the DeFi fans, it sounds to me like Chico, he's got his nose to the ground. And he's been just insanely bullish about this EWT from a FA perspective. I like to just sort of keep an eye on these names as we go along. I don't think we really have any W's just yet, but we're starting to come into some interesting levels. I mean, you know, you all know Kavarkinator. He probably would be interested off that level. We're starting to do things like double bottoms, inside bar reversals and stuff. I mean, I have no idea if this is a low. My hunch is in through the end of the year, this is probably going to be subject to some tax loss sellings pressure. But, you know, this is probably a good analogy, very similar to the story that I've been sort of telling you guys about Litecoin, because I kind of did the same sort of thing about 6 months, a year ago. Just sort of, how the hell is this story going to play itself out? Yeah, this year. And, you know, I thought it was funny how, you know, when we were sort of originally doing up all these levels, this is a weekly chart, so I guess I probably wrote it up there about the middle of the summer. You never know how the hell these damn things are going to play out, but probably a really good example of just, you know, W's against the bottom end of range. I think we had some half-decent internal indicators. And we had kind of been conjecturing about this one. I mean, why was it so cheap? Trading, you know, below the cost of production to mine the thing. It just didn't make any sense. Lo and behold, it's coming to life. More W's. So I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of those DeFi names are kind of doing this kind of thing right now. I mean, we don't, you know, are we in this kind of phase? Notice year end, and there might be, you know, little FUs against the lows to see if they can wash people out. Maybe one more. But I really like the idea of coming in on a lot of these DeFi names. Just, you know, if you want a nanny nibble, little old lady, that kind of thing. You know, there's a million different ways to name that. I guess that was off of here. I'm seeing kind of similar kind of price action. I kind of like the idea of coming in here, just, you know, probing. I don't have to take huge bets. You know, if we lose these lows, maybe, you know, cool your jets. If you were trading this. Nanny nibblers, of course, they all just put themselves on dollar cost averaging plans and just start slowly accumulating. But we're definitely down into some interesting levels on a lot of these DeFi names. So I thought, you know, I know in Chico's little video there, he had said that they have a big fundamental event coming up here shortly. So, you know, you put the two together. Not a big surprise. That's something I'm working on for the level 3ers. Report cards. That's actually a fun new tool I'm thinking about injecting into the school program. Is we all have to fill out report cards. Uh-oh. All right, now, where the hell should we talk about today? I loaded up a brand new page just for you guys here. All right, why don't we hop into the questions here, and then maybe we'll finish off with just a little bit on where the hell the damn thing's going. So, hello, Brian. Hi, Brian. A bit long question. I am trying to balance my thinking a bit more between fundamental and technical analysis. Okay. Currently, I'm too technical, and I want to be a rational investor trader. Haha. Haha. Okay. I mean, you either are or you aren't, so it's really up to you. So the question here is, by the way, I trade crypto, swing trader. All right. What do you think about the following approach? Top-down analysis. Check the overall market, alts index, BTC dominance. Okay. From there, if there are M's or W's confirmed, I deep down into sectors to see which ones are trending. A drill down, maybe? Okay. If you can advise a good way to filter coins by sector, I'll appreciate it. Yeah, there's a really cool little site that we like to follow. I just sort of pull it up every morning, see what the hell's moving in this space. These heat maps. That bad boy. So I like to just, this is a great way to just sort of mine the whole space. I think you're getting a clear message of who's happy in crypto land today. I mean, like, I fully appreciate that there are people here who just trade, and traders got to trade, but I'm kind of like, why exactly do we want to own Cripple again? Was there a fundamental reason why this was valuable down here? Did notice too. I mean, I jokingly say, and I'm sure I'm going to get myself shot saying this, but looks like Russian mafia coins are just kicking ass here. So look at that beautiful bottom on Waves. Great. I mean, this is everything you guys have to learn from watching this silly feed. You know, wait for tests of the bottom end of ranges. Then you want to, less anxiety in the process. All right, wait for some W's. W's within W's, even better. What do you think the odds are? There was momentum divergences. You can see there's a volume divergence. I mean, the sellers, they just disappeared here. And up we go. Here come in the www by the something.coms. And away it goes. I mean, be careful here with Waves. I mean, once they ratchet this thing, and this guy, he's a character, the guy who runs this thing. Once they get what they want, they'll pull the fucking carpet out faster than you can shake a stick at it. So, but, I mean, everything that we teach at TRI is in that image right there. So, and, clearly this guy's leading right now. And it was kind of interesting. I was sort of hanging around the site and just sort of watching, especially on Thursday. I don't do videos on the site, at least I try not to. Just sort of watching. I didn't see anybody talking about Waves, and this thing was going fucking apeshit. So, anyway, go figure. So this is the kind of thing I like to do. I mean, we want to look at what's going on over in ETH land. You can zoom in. Get a pretty good idea. You can build your little matrix of names that are up on the day and then go see if there are any W's that are confirming, and if they're in half decent location, they got momentum divergences, then I would kindly suggest, or maybe even ask, that you let me know, because I'll probably want to buy them too. So that would definitely be something that I would give it, if you can go through and build one of these 8 chart matrix kind of things on TradingView of sort of your daily leaders, who's actually popping. And like I said, if they're in location and they got heavy volumes supporting the breakouts and it's nice W's, maybe fractals, key reversals, all that kind of fun stuff, well, away you go. So hopefully that helps. I do frankly speaking, I think it's in your best interest to create a very simple sort of what the hell is value in the crypto space. It might be something like, I want to buy an asset that's going to 10x or 100x. Now think about this logically, and actually Cripple's probably a perfect example. I mean, seriously, and you have to kind of use your brain here, which I know is kind of painful when you come to the market and you're speculating and you're like, I'm gonna get rich. This one's gonna 100x on me. Well, is it? I mean, let's call a spade a spade. I mean, who could tell me what's the market cap of Cripple right now? Just out of curiosity, anyone? Is it cheap? Is Cripple at 21? I want to pause here. I mean, please, people on YouTube, I want you to acknowledge this. It's because you're the public, right? Most of the people on the site, I don't think I have to educate them, but you people on YouTube, you got 76 people over there. Hey, and 18 likes. Come on, let's see if we can get some more likes, please. Hit that like button if I'm telling you anything of value. In fact, actually, what I want to do is I want to talk to you about this. right? This is edutainment. And then if you think you got some value out of this, hit this like button, right? Because this is where you're actually getting educated. So let's call a spade here. Who could tell me what is the market cap of this idea right now? I see one person. I want to see, there's 73 of you. I want to see 73 people go, holy Jesus, this thing is expensive. Do you play connect? Can you play connect the dots? Can you see how this game works of capitalism? Is it likely for this thing to go 100x? Are you going to be able to buy a Lambo if you buy XRP here? I mean, come on. Let's be realistic here, people. I mean, maybe it can 10x, but 10x, that means this thing's worth $200 billion. $250 billion by 10xing from here. Hey. Is that realistic? I don't know. I mean, there might be a trade here. I mean, keep in mind, what's the price here? It's 50 cents. I mean, you all know 50% rules, W's. I mean, so you should be able to see the trade. And, you know, I could see this thing going up in a 4 or 5x. That's not bad. But 10x, 100x? I don't know whether that's realistic. So maybe that's what your fundamental screen is. My screen is, I actually want to only buy altcoins that can actually realistically go up like 100x. So maybe I'm going to concentrate on coins that have a market cap of, say, I don't know, less than 100 million. So then that way 10x is $1 billion. 100x is getting up into this neighborhood. That's not a terrible way to think about it. I love how 4 or 5x is bad in crypto. I know. I mean, hey, let's call a spade a spade. I mean, it looks like there's a trade there. Okay, that's cool. But, you know, like, I actually think there's probably a lot easier ways to make money in crypto, and you might see that 5, 10x kind of thing very, very quickly. I mean, with this amount of coins out, man, I mean, this thing's going to have to move. It's going to have to be some serious volume. Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, so, you know, like, I think I was going on there a few minutes ago about Chico's little EWT. So, you know, you want to get rich. Isn't that what it is? EWT? I thought that's what it was. Energy webs. I mean, frankly speaking, I was pretty surprised at how jazzed he was. Oh, I don't even see it here. What's is it even on? Maybe it's not even on this coin 360 yet. What's another one? How about that? He likes, and actually I bought some of the other one that he likes. It is an interesting location. What was it? It was Stake. So, oh, that's not on here either. I don't know how the hell this shit works. XDAI? Is that what it is? XDAI. Whoops. And how can you tell I'm a chart guy, right? Sorry, everyone. Totally unprofessional. XDAI. Okay, what am I doing wrong here, gang? I'm obviously stupid. XDAI? Nope, I don't know how the hell this damn thing works. So maybe I'm not going to school you on how to use this coin 360. Oh, Farmer Dave, you're like super smart about DeFi shit. So yeah, tell me what I'm doing wrong here. That's what I love about TRI, man. We got some like just insanely smart crypto people here. Coin Gecko. So okay, well let's pop on over there. Coin Gecko. And my apologies if I'm wasting your time, everybody. Try to reduce the time wastage and the lip smackage. Okay, let's try this again. XDAI. And there it is, Stake! All right, awesome. All right, I mean, what's the market cap? See, the market cap on this thing's 30 million. Can this thing? Who can tell me what's the market cap if this thing 100x's? Can you see how that's actually not totally unrealistic in this world. 100x takes you to 3 billion. So that's not, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but at least it's realistic. So ADA's got a lot out, doesn't it? I think ADA's got a lot out on it. I do, I know a lot of guys who were staking this back last cycle, and I sure hope they're still long. What's 88 got out? Well, that's not bad. 4 billion. So I could see maybe, get this thing really jazzed, like 10x. Take it up into that sort of 40 to, 50 to 100 billion kind of thing. That wouldn't be outlandish. I don't know whether it's realistic, but it wouldn't be outlandish. But 100x from here, that would mean this thing has to go to $400 billion. $500 billion for this network. That's pricey. It's probably not something I would bet on. But, I think this is a really good illustration. Something like this, it does have room to really jump here. So, what the hell, I'll tell you, full disclosure, I have been buying some of this. And I've got more orders working below. The funny thing about these things, though, is it's damn difficult to buy them. I'm like old timer dude, right? So I call up my broker. And I was still sitting on the phone waiting for OK Coin to pick up the phone, but they're not answering the damn phone. What the hell? Brian being stupid. Anyway, Farmer Dave, like I said, DeFi Pro. Steven, I think Steven on the site, Mr. Harmonics, and I love watching our harmonic guys just having a blast in the market. I asked these guys, said I don't have the Wi-Fi, or no, it's not Wi-Fi. What's it called? The Uniswap. I don't have that up and running. Terrible. This is a show about crypto. Brian, way to go. You're acting like an idiot now. I don't have that Uniswap stuff up and running. So I asked on the site, I said, look, I really want to get some of that. What's the one I wanted? That Energy Webs? But you can only get it on the Uniswap or KuCoin, like a Korean crypto exchange. So, unfortunately, the only thing I could really do is I just asked the guys on the site, hey, can you go grab me a whack of that? So, I've got a few guys actually going to try and buy some of these coins that are on this Uniswap thing for me, and they'll just send me the bill. But I tell you, I think they look darn attractive down in here. These names look really good. Where are we? I don't think this is another one that Chico liked. And my apologies, Chico. I don't know if one of your minions or something is going to be like, this guy's totally fucking ripping you off, man. I'm not. Give you full props. Your videos are public. I encourage everybody to go watch them. So I think you do excellent fundamental analysis. If anything, what I like to do is, and I think I put tweets out to this effect, I like to mine you guys, because you guys are the smart people in this space, not me. And then I just like to apply all my crazy little, what? This guy is totally fucking ripping me off, man? Wow, that's a bold statement. Is that me? Jared? Oh. Well, I hope you guys aren't feeling. Hey, Jared, if you feel as though I'm ripping you off, please reach out to me, man. That's not good. I don't like to see that kind of stuff. I don't know whether you're talking about me or somebody else, but I never like to hear that kind of talk. So, all right. So Jared says, "LOL, not you, Brian. Just what you said." Uh-oh, what did I say? I tried to cut the lip smacking out. Anyway, if I said something stupid, my apologies. I didn't mean to insult anybody here. Okay, so back to our story. I really like, Brian, I like to come in at the bottom end of ranges when people really aren't that interested in this stuff. So as a result, it shouldn't surprise everybody that, hey, Brian's getting all interested in this stuff. Nobody's, the public, they're completely, they're just Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin right now. Actually, I will say though, with this big Ethereum event coming up here shortly, I wouldn't be surprised if Ethereum has a bit of a face rip here. This you can see it. She's running. I think even Dav said he's going fucking all in again on one of these damn things, isn't he? So here we go. I tell you, Dav, hats off to you. And hell, I love your indicators that we have on the site. I want to make you famous. You're going to make yourself famous, so that's fine. But it's always dangerous to do the all-in shills kind of stuff. You know me, I'm conservative. But looks like he's right again. Just going all in on Ethereum. Here we go. Face rip, man. Oh, boy. Interesting. We could probably throw up some... Jesus, now I'm all over the place here. Okay, let me just finish this thought. Because I didn't even answer that question, did I? What a knucklehead. So, I don't know whether this is valid. I got a feeling I'm really stretching it here. But, let's see. There you go. Woo! So, actually interesting how Chaos lines up perfectly with that old high. And remember, we got tweets from Charlie saying that he was wanting to see his coin at new highs by next October. So September, October, so Charlie's target, and I suppose that's one over here. Charlie's actually coin, I think, looks a little cleaner than Ethereum because it didn't break these lows. So, geez, let's see where Charlie's wants to... Oh, actually, I already did this. So Charlie says he wants to get all the way up here to 589. And I remember when I did this and I loaded it up here and people were just giving me shit over these chaos levels. So I even put the disclaimer. Yeah, trolls are going to love this level. So here we go. And look at Charlie's volume. Oh my goodness. Somebody's coming in hard here on Charlie. There you go. Way to go, Charlie. And it's probably Charlie himself, all his coins. Remember, anybody who's watching this YouTube video, I mean, you really want to time your purchases in crypto. It's so easy. All you got to do is just follow what Charlie says. I mean, Charlie basically, I think it was like right here said, no, it's about $200. So I think it was on this failure right in here. He literally come out and said, I'm selling everything, and just walked away from Litecoin. I mean, it's his idea. 400? Is that where he got out? Nah, did he get out here? There's no fucking way he got out there. I don't believe it. But anywhere up here, okay, fine, awesome. But maybe he did. I don't know. Who cares? Doesn't matter. But the fact that Charlie came out there a week or two ago and was like, Litecoin uppy, just, I mean, fuck. I used to joke that I seriously think that Charlie is Satoshi. But that's another conversation. So, I don't know. Trade your plan. Trade your setups. You can see the W's. This is the shit I want you guys to try and learn. There's no guarantees in any of this stuff, people. Please understand that. But, you do things like draw reload zones off of this massive range. Shouldn't surprise us. There's that's good old Kavark. I mean, I'm a big fan of just buying 78.6s. And actually, there was a gentleman publicly, and I put his tweet out. I think I told you the story about Charlie. If you fancy yourself a crypto person, you have to know who Charlie Lee is, and you have to go and read and understand his story. I got another person saying 400 for sure. Oh, there you go. All right. Well, I would also strongly suggest that if you fancy yourself a crypto enthusiast, you really have to know who, where the hell's the damn tweets and all that? You really have to know who, this guy is. Oh, I just did a tisk. What do I have to do? Do I have to stop and do 5 push-ups every time I do a lip smack? Oh, that'd be awful. Yeah, really, if you're a crypto enthusiast, you have to know who this gentleman is. And
With the saturation
you have to understand how significant of a role he has played in the crypto story. In fact, I might argue that if it wasn't for this gentleman in particular, I think Bitcoin actually would be dead right now. So that's how significant of a role this gentleman actually has played in this story. And I think also, too, he has a very powerful controlling position in this entire industry. My hunch is, 200, 500 years from now in the history books, you'll actually be reading about this gentleman. So do yourself a favor and listen to what he said. I think his approach is very reasoned. He actually understands the international banking system probably far better than most people that are in crypto because they're technology oriented. They don't understand banking, and that's why he's done so well. Is he understands the banking system and he understands crypto like a fucking boss. So ironically enough, he actually gave us a little roadmap. He said, "Oh yeah, don't be surprised if price rallies up and then does a just 70% correction." And me, I think I've told you guys, 78.6s. I love those. So you can set your watch by this kind of shit. This happened to be 88.6 kind of idea, but it shouldn't surprise you that, Charlie here is turning off of these reload zones. I mean, it's what capitalism is all about. If this still was a bull, then the bulls would come in and defend it, and I wouldn't even be surprised if Charlie himself was slowly and quietly accumulating his story back. Geez, did another one. At least I'm acknowledging it now. So yeah, I do see that I do smack my lips a little too much. All right. Anyway, let's get back to the questions I'm supposed to be talking about here today. So, I like this basic idea. Like I said, if you're trading altcoins, why are you trading altcoins? Maybe that's a question you should ask yourself. What is it you actually want to get out of this? If you're thinking about making killer dough, 100x, whatever, well, stories that are already worth, probably, 20 to 100 billion dollars. I don't know whether you're really going to be able to squeeze another 100x out of that. That's probably asking a bit much. So that's a way that you could use fundamental analysis to screen your universe to only hunt for names that have that sort of 100x potential, i.e. they have a relatively low market cap right now. So boom, all of a sudden now you are a rational investor. I'm going to hunt altcoins with relatively low market caps. Maybe we're going to throw in another criteria. We're going to say this coin actually has to have some project. It has to be doing something. It's got to have some sort of vision. Whether it be like ETH 2.0, that kind of stuff. Hey, now Sanjay's coming to my defense. He got out around 300-ish. I don't know where it is. Here's a great way for you to interact. Who can post the news article of Charlie exiting, selling all his Litecoins? I remember specifically he was very public about it, and he even said exactly the price he was getting out. Anyway, what do we say? Post that in the comment section down below. Relatively small market cap. Dev team's got a plan. They're actually doing something. Maybe you could look at the actual blockchain. Is this thing actually alive? Are they actually moving money around? Is this being used for something? All right, now we're starting to build out a fundamental screen. And then, that's going to whittle down, a bunch of names, maybe knock 70% of the names off your list. And then that new fundamentally screened list, you got yourself a list that you can hunt technical setups off of, and any trade that comes off of it, technically it is a rational idea. Deep down in the sector, see which ones are trading. Like I showed you, you can mine those, market carpet kind of sites for actives. And of course, if they don't meet your fundamental screening criteria, just disregard the name. Okay, so I think that filtering by sector helps to compare apples to apples. Yes, no. I mean, is it a good idea to compare something like Energy Web's token and Bitcoin? No, I mean, they're completely apples and oranges. So I agree with you there. Not a bad idea to diversify your portfolio. Don't maybe be too concentrated in any one particular sector. Spread the jelly, as they say. It's not a bad idea. Key performance indicators. Do you agree? Well, what I would agree with is that venture capital is definitely sort of like, how do you say this? It gets painted with the same brush. Is something like a geocoin, geohashing idea that's run off of the Ubiq blockchain, is that the same as buying something like a BitConnect? No, completely apples and oranges, very different concepts. But, the good part about it is some fundamental value when the whole fucking market washes out, 2018, 2019 kind of market. Everything goes down in the venture cap market. The fluff comes out of the market. Your good fundamental names are going to survive the cull. The garbage and the crap, it's going to just disappear. And I'll say, I saw probably a good quarter of the crap that we bought through that last nutso cycle. It's gone. The names just simply disappeared. And that's very normal for venture capital. I saw the same thing happen when the dot-com boom dissolved. Even big blue chip names didn't make it through because they just didn't have the earnings power. So hopefully that gives you some stuff to think about there. Do you think this is a rational investor approach? Yeah, sounds perfectly rational. I mean, the whole point of rational analysis is you can stand up at a cocktail party, no charts, no spreadsheets, no calculators, no numbers. You're standing there at a cocktail party and you're holding your martini and somebody looks over and says, what interests you and why? And you can just give them a fundamental reason why you like this idea just talking. Well, the dev team, the guys running the show, they were in charge of this project that went 10x, 100x, whatever. So I feel pretty good about the team. Market cap's relatively low. They're under 100 million, so the name's got some room to grow. I got a half decent chirp. Hey, I like to buy against the bottom end of ranges. There's this funny little guy on the internet that keeps wanting me to go to this website. www.buy-the-something-something.com. There's your cocktail party pitch, right? You said in about, maybe 2 or 3 sentences. Very rational. That's really the whole point of rational analysis, is you should be able to make your argument very easily why you think you're going to make money here. The problem with, people coming at the top of the market, kind of like Bitcoin here, is, I'm going to go buy Bitcoin at $18,000. Rationally, what's realistic price action wise here? And ironically enough, rationally, everybody should look at this and go, well, Brian, you keep talking about these crazy ass W's, so if this thing actually breaks out through the top, then that's a big W. And you're right. I mean, it's awfully hard to see it, but yes, that's a big W. But here's the kick in the pants. Rationally, if you buy this big honkin' W, where do you have to risk to? And the irony of it all is this part of the W, we actually give that a very specific name on the website. So, I mean, that's the kick in the pants with an image like this. Is if you look at an image like this and you say rationally, where do I have to risk to, or where do I have to realistically expect this thing to be trading to going forward? And the answer is, well, this entire range, because that's how big the honkin' W is. I mean, the good part about this, and keep in mind, that's, people saying, well, do I really want to buy Bitcoin if it breaks out to all-time highs? Okay, well, that's fine. I mean, the interesting thing is, what is this? This is stamp, yeah, so we should see this. I mean, everybody that bought, and, keep in mind, Goldman Sachs even came out and did a public recommendation. Buy Bitcoins. Where are we here? Right here. Big report. Bitcoin is the future. But if you go and buy up here, you have to remember what we said about W's. And this is scary buying up here, right? Because where's the W? Well, the W is really back kind of against here. And lo and behold, actually, I remember this day. And actually, I even remember right in here, Bitcoin traded down to $100. I think it was on BTCE. I think it was the Mt. Gox guys getting out, but that's here nor there. But I remember Bitcoin traded right back down to $100, and ultimately this was sort of the Mike Hearn rage quit right in. Whoops! Oh, darn it! Right in here, and that low there was 152. I mean, so basically right back down to the original bottom. So you can come and chase up markets. I mean, one might actually, this is also a really good example because you could make the argument just like I showed you with that all-time high chart. Maybe like we're right here. Totally possible. I wouldn't get into the business of calling whatever the hell this top is going to be here in the short term. But what I would say is that what I want to try and help you do is identify, don't chase up in here. We just don't know where the hell this damn thing's going. This might be the top, that might be the top, that might be the top, but draw your reload zones. And when the damn thing settles down and starts Wing out again, then you have your quote unquote buy signal. So that's and this one was tough and big surprise Wall Street, because this was the original bottom back here. That was like a year and a half ago, and this was some big public health crisis that had absolutely nothing to do with Bitcoin. And those people that were just insanely sharp, one guy in particular that I talk about in these videos all the time, my right-hand man, and frankly speaking, I'm so proud of him because he basically came and learned how to be a fucking kick-ass trader, and now he's a fucking kick-ass trader. But to actually take advantage of this, you had to have the balls to come in and pull the trigger on that event. And I'm not going to say that's easy for the public. I'm not going to say that for a moment. That was a tough trade. This sort of, and, ironically enough, just like what I told you a moment ago, same sort of thing here. I personally love 78.6s as sort of your trade level. Look how the goddamn W came in. www by the w.com, right? I mean, that's just ridiculously cliche. So, that's what I see happening here. Can you come in and, okay, that looks like a pretty low risk entry. Looking at that, ay caramba. I don't know where the hell this damn thing's going. I mean, nobody does. If anybody actually tells you that they do know where it's going, they're full of horse shit. The good part about this being a weekly chart, I suppose, what I said there earlier about that monthly chart, you can go, okay, well, Brian, that's a big W. So I could come in and buy that level there, and you're right. But what it means is you got to be able to risk down to here against these lows. Yeah, I mean, you just have to if you're going to justify buying there. So I don't know what kind of risk tolerance you have. But that's the realistic picture as far as I can see. Something that jumps out at me here massively is this candle body low. That looks very suspicious. And I wouldn't be surprised, kind of like 88.6s, I wouldn't be surprised if we draw this ultimate high, whatever it is, that 88.6 is going to be an important level. Call me crazy. So there's 88.6 now. That means we could go as high as that, and it still is valid. So where's that? 22,400. But ironically enough, if I wanted to buy Bitcoins, I would be watching that level like a hawk. My hunch is in the short term, and this is my message to the site earlier today, is at any given point in time in any market, it doesn't matter what market it is. This is probably a really good example of that too. Any time. You just have to be aware and cognizant of the fact that the market can drop to 38.2s in a heartbeat. So, like this big move up here. Where the hell's the top? I don't know. What we try to teach students is let the 38.2 resolve itself, but at any given point in time, you can see this candle here, right? We go zooming up, and then this candle, bang, right into 38.2, then sort of stabilize. Then went a little bit lower, then back up, and then finally M'd out and rolled over, and we're done. And then in this rally, right, same logic. So who knows where the hell the damn top is? It's running up, my higher highs. Oh my God, it's orgy, and then bang into 38.2, stabilize, and then lose it. New bear market. So at any given point in time, we have to understand that, and this is why I like to call it the first stop target, is we should expect at any given point in time the market can pull back to 38.2. So that's pretty natural. And also too, what a coincidence. Hopefully you guys see, well, this is a big W, and that's a breakout level. So are there going to be some open orders to buy if we happen to check that level again? My hunch is yes. So I'm just, and remember, Brian's an old man. Brian's, financial planner. Brian's at this 30 years. My job, ironically enough, is to worry. That's what I'm supposed to do. So I think risk first approach. How bad does bad get? That's what I'm supposed to do as a risk taker. And more importantly, I would even say as a risk assessor. So as a risk assessor, as it stands right now, I have to say, well, at any given point in time, I could easily see us come back to, what is that, 13 Gs? Well, it's not unrealistic. I know there's lots of guys that would say, well, if I actually wanted to buy, I'm going to be watching this level right in there against those candle body lows. And I know there's one guy on Twitter who's always posting these charts with his little boxes. So, and you've heard me say this before, look left. We haven't topped yet. But if and when we do top, hopefully you can see if we start coming back down this wall, right, look left, there's not much support until we get back into that level there. So, there's no sense in us calling a top here now. It's not there. As well, too, we have a big celestial event, which is what I think the market's actually moving into. And that is December 21st, so that's still several bars away. As well, too, to sort of think about fundamentals, top-down macro analysis, it sounds to me like the current executive branch of the U.S. government is going to be changed come January. I know there's still, lawsuits are pending, blah, blah, blah. I just keep reading over and over and over. And it's now starting to get to the point where even the right-wing politicians in the U.S. government or even themselves kind of going, okay, your avenues are running out, sir. So if that's the case, what does that imply for the new year? Could tax policy change down in the United States if a more left-leaning, more socialist, more spread the wealth. If that is more of a tone coming out of the executive branch. I think so. I don't think it's going to get too much traction. I think in January there is a big Senate runoff race in the state of Georgia that's going to become basically the focal point of attention right across the United States of America into the new year. We're going to find out whether crony capitalism actually works in the United States of America. I don't know whether Chico's a good guy or not. I'm not here to tout whether you should buy his subscriptions or not. I like his analysis. It's not bad. I do know that he has a bit of a love-hate relationship with Cool Kelly Loeffler. I think that's what he calls her. So, go watch his channel to get the backstory on Kelly, or, do some digging on your own. I won't go into detail here. But really interesting anecdote that, she might be a sacrificial lamb for our society, making that transition from sort of runaway, unfettered. You can kind of think about it, the turn of the 20th century, you had the robber barons. They were all sort of brought into check, and, international socialism and stuff was on the rise through the beginning of the 20th century. What a surprise. We're probably going to go through exactly the same thing again. My hunch is by the end of this, we're probably going to be, hunting for Bill Gateses and Zuckerbergs and Bezos's heads, and demanding that they pay their fair share of society's costs and all that kind of talk. It wouldn't surprise me. Good historical comparison. When did Ayn Rand actually get her, sort of mojo? When did she write Atlas Shrugged? Why did she write Atlas Shrugged? What was the temperament, the attitude of society in the 1920s and 1930s? I think you're going to see the same thing. Wouldn't surprise me. So anyway, moving on. I do not think it's in your best interest to step in front of this train here, especially with the volumes. Kids that did the level 1 program here recently on OBV. All right, that's those big green chunky bars. Somebody's buying in here. That's good. I was a little worried recently that the buying interest sort of trailed off, but somebody's coming in here. So that's good. And of course, we've got the Wall Street tout machine running full steam, so I don't see any of that changing. The only question I would have is, what the hell happens as of January 1st? And this feels as though, keep in mind, remember, look at the date on here. December 11th was, this week. By the time we got to December 18th, the bull was done. So here we are. We're back in one of those windows. You see the way price is acting. It's very similar. This is the definition of blow off tops. It's happening. We have a catalyst, celestially. I think, our whole society is going to pivot off of this. But that's just Brian's crazy nutsiness. There's a end of a long-term demographic cycle. I see the panic in the public. We have a big political change. We have big potential tax policy change. That tax policy incentivizes them running price as high as possible into January 1st and being damn sure to have sold by January 1st. Once January 1st comes around, I think the whole incentive for this push disappears. So just be careful here, okay? And like I said, hell, if you had the balls to come in and buy actually where you were supposed to be a buyer of this thing, then actually, maybe start rewarding yourself for your hard work. Pay yourself. Ring the register a little bit. Nothing wrong with that. All right. So, there's the Bitcoin rant. Interesting thing with Ethereum, of course, is we have... and I actually like this, right, is we actually have a fundamental catalyst coming into the market. Interesting, too. And actually, I don't know, did we take out those laws? That'd be interesting to see if this Foggenbaum level will actually be accurate here. 80.90 was the low there. And 88. Oh, that's nowhere near that low. Oh, we're laughing. Oh, yeah, fine. I don't know why I was thinking those crazy thoughts. So, really, where the hell's this damn thing want to go? Survey says, bang. Wow. That's an uppy market. I don't know whether we can get there in a straight line or not. That's sort of crazy Foggenbaum. This is a lot of energy. You know, level tours, you just did point and figure charting. So my challenge to all the level tours right now is, can you do a horizontal count on this chart? And what does the horizontal count target? Do we have any level tours right now on the call? Murat, are you around here? Well, I know Kieran's not usually on these calls. Anyway, if we have any level 2s on the call right now, that would be a really, really good assignment for you guys. Best VWAP indicator name can anyone share with publisher name in TradingView? Is there not just a default VWAP? Should be just a VWAP's pretty simple indicator. I don't know if anybody can help them. I think you can just type in VWAP, can't you? Remember, VWAP changes though when you go down to like a day trader chart, eh? Yeah, there it is. VWAP. Bang. Stands, of course, for volume weighted average price. The only problem is I don't think you can look at this on a daily or a weekly. I think it only really works on like a intraday chart. So if you want to look at the daily for the VWAP, oh geez, I can't remember. What's the daily equivalent? I've forgotten. It slipped my mind. Can't remember off the top of my head. But there is a specific indicator. I'll probably remember it at like an hour from now or something. Yeah, I honestly don't know. And I suppose, one of the arguments is that scaling issue. You're absolutely right. And, the irony of it all is that's the one thing that Vitalik said he absolutely did not like about that last run. It was basically when they pushed the price of his coin up here, it kind of made his computer uncompetitive. I don't think so, say that. I don't think so, but we can definitely ask Jord to add VWAP. It's not. I don't think it's in the default right now, but we can definitely add it. I actually used to have a trading buddy of mine at an old prop firm, and man, he used to trade with these crazy ass fucking moving averages, displaced moving averages, and all that kind of stuff. But I showed that to Sjord once, and he's like, "That's too hard." But I think we could do VWAP. I don't see why not. But is it on the system right now? I don't think so. But, it's a perfectly good tool. Because you know what I actually like to do, Sandy, just to talk to you just a moment, is I'm a big fan of volume profile. So volume profile often tells me the same thing as VWAP, so I'll use the profile. And what I really like about these charts are so cool. And this is just sort of the default. You can set your profile to whatever settings you like. And then you can set a cookie to sort of save them. But I love like this kind of thinking. So I can see moving average sitting right in a notch. I can see where the POC is. I get a pretty good idea where value is, all that kind of fun stuff. So I don't have VWAP on here, but I don't see any reason why we couldn't. But I think that Sjord just wants to get the damn thing launched, and then if you are interested, join like the We have a room on this site. I think it's called like Screener Fanatics or something like that. And join that room, and they've got a whole group of TRIers are banging away, answering those kind of questions, and we're just sort of working away. Because keep in mind, the way that I look at this is I actually look at this like, the way I look at this platform right now that Fjord has built, it's kind of like Bill Gates and Ballmer. When they had that, what's the name of that computer system that was first started up that they built the DOS operating system on? I can't remember the name of the computer. Gates saw that the computer was incredibly powerful, but nobody could see what he saw. So he had to build an operating system for the computer. And of course, that was DOS. And he took Ballmer out to like a sleazy flea bag motel out in the middle of a desert in New Mexico or something like that. And he just locked Ballmer and I think there was one other guy in like a motel room, and they just sat there and wrote code for like a month straight to get the damn operating system written out. So I kind of feel TRI's platform right now is very similar to that, where right now we're in the process of writing out all the code and all the screening. Like all the tools are there to screen. Now we got to go and actually put all the tools together in the screeners. And it's complicated, trust me. It's not an easy task, and I'm just slowly building away my own personal screeners that I like and testing out the system. So that's sort of the phase I think we're in right now. And as I said there just a moment ago, I mean, if you do like the site, did I just, maybe I had it somewhere else. But I thought I had the chat room up here. I just wanted to, well, it doesn't matter. I'm wasting time. Sorry, everybody. Okay, let's get back to the questions here. So, where the hell is that document? Too many screens. Is that over here? No. Where did I put it? Over here. Yeah. Okay. So, okay, I think we walked through a half decent sort of rational approach. If you got any further questions, just give me a holler. Tell me what's on your mind. We can talk this through. I think Grim said that he's going to be a bit late for the U.S. Thanksgiving holiday in the support room. So his teacher's hour, so I might pop in there, sort of fill the void if the Americans are too dope. What, tryptophan? Is that what's in Turkey? They're going to be all too drunk on tryptophan. We can talk more, but hopefully that helps what I said there. Okay, yep, okay. How exactly should we enter stop orders? When should we use stop market orders? When stop limit orders? What should we do if an asset gaps lower overnight and the stop limit order was not executed? Oh, Jesus. There's, if you want to sort of, how do we say this? The top 10 most commonly asked questions that really don't have a solid answer for is one of these kind of questions. This definitely would be it. Oh, you're the guy who can't access this damn rocket chat? I don't understand how that works. So, I don't know what it is, dude. The whole team was like, yeah, we're working away trying to help this guy. It's baffling. So, you're here on YouTube, so maybe let's chat away on the YouTube feed. And we can see, I can try and just answer your question. So maybe put a comment in this video here today. Hey, I'm the guy, and just ask your question. I'll just converse through YouTube here. Nobody on the site can figure out why you can't get on the site. It's absolutely baffling. But anyway, we'll try our best. Keep working away. I do believe there's a new Rocket Chat version coming out, so maybe we can fix it with that. So. Okay, so back to this question. Very commonly asked question. This question is always asked at least every single term. Always asked. Hell, I asked the question when I was prop trading. Is there some sort of magical, you always do this and you're guaranteed to do well? No. It's a pain in the ass. It's a trader's life. And almost every single professional trader is going to have to go through issues with this. So, there's probably about 2 or 3 different answers to this question. So I'll try and do my best and see if we can sort of categorize the different answers. If you are a futures trader, if you are a day trader, and you are trading leverage and you're trading size, you have to trade with stops, and it's a pain in the ass. And 9 times out of 10, you're going to get stopped, and you're going to be like, fucking hell. And you might get a really shitty fill on the stop. I remember it's one trade in particular, which cost me a lot of money, trading crude. 3-lot contract was filled 6 ticks below my stop level. Bastards. That was a on-market order. And also, too, you have to understand, if you're trading these commodity markets, it's not so much nowadays. Things are more electronic. But if you have like an open outcry market, any of the big commodity markets are still there's still pit activity. You can actually get different prices for the asset trading simultaneously within the pit. You might actually find a cluster of people on one side of the pit are trading the commodity at one price, and on the other side of the pit, it's so active that they're actually processing trades at a completely different price. I've seen it happen, and like I said, I've gotten terrible fills in the past. I mean, it is the part of the price of admission. So that speaks to the trader. Stop limit versus stop market. Obviously, stop limit. If in your scenario the market gaps beyond you, you may not be able to get out of the trade. The market just may move right beyond your sort of limit window, and as a result, you're still in the position. I wouldn't say this happens every day. I would say, it's probably about maybe... Well, especially if you're going to trade markets that are susceptible to gapping, things like venture cap stocks in the stock market, because it closes one day to the next. That is a definitely realistic possibility. The good part about that, though, is hopefully you aren't taking big risk on these positions. If they're in registered accounts and stuff like that, you quite often, if that really bad scenario happens, the best thing to do is just work your order as an open order to get out, exit, and usually it'll be right in that gap. And you might have to wait maybe 2 or 3 months for the stock to settle down after it's gapped, and then work back into that level, and you get out. So, especially with our little TRI SOF club, on those kind of junior stock names, we never take too much risk on any of those trades. We're just, having fun, banging out doubles, that kind of stuff. It's not the end of the world, especially if it's like a retirement account or something like that. It doesn't really matter. And really, there's no point in booking the capital loss. I mean, if the name goes off the board, well, then you're SOL. But I very rarely ever see that happen. Because keep in mind, we're buying names that have already been rolled back. They have very low share count. We're buying names that are below book value. So if the company is liquidated on bankruptcy, actually the stock price has to go up. So... my suggestion in those kind of scenarios is just be patient, work your order at your level, GTC order, and just be patient. With derivatives and leverage trading, and if you are like day trading futures contracts, you're probably not going to get that gapping price action. But heaven forbid if you did, my suggestion is just get the fuck out. Take the loss. This is why... the rule is don't risk more than 5% of your portfolio, but many futures traders will risk like 1%, 2% on a trade. So if this horrible scenario happens, it gapped, I don't know, the Fucking Ayatollah rock and roller just launched a cruise missile after Israel, whatever, and the fucking crude market's gapping higher. And I happen to short an M top. And this just happened, and just get the fuck out. Take your lumps, just get the fuck out. Because I've seen far too often a small loss turns into an absolute nightmare. That's the professional day trader talking. Probably 99% of the people listening to this video, that has nothing to do with you whatsoever. As I said, probably my hunch, honestly, 70-80% of you, you're probably best just to work your order at the gap level, which would have been your original stop, and just be patient. If you're a little old lady, it doesn't really matter too much. You're not really in a big hurry. And if anything, this whole crypto experience over the past 2 years has showed you why little old ladies do what they do. There's a reason why these brokerage houses stamp 3 to 5 year time horizon. Within 3 to 5 years, I wouldn't be surprised if Litecoin is going to be right back up at old highs. I wouldn't be surprised if Ethereum is right back at old highs within 3 to 5 years. With that intervening period, the 1% will do everything they possibly can to get you the fuck out of the position. Rinse and repeat. So I'm not going to say this is an easy situation whatsoever. Quite often, actually, and this is a funny anecdote of a professional trader. I know one professional trader who actually said that he was going to hire somebody to do nothing more than just enter orders. Nothing more. Nothing more. This person they weren't hired to be an analyst. They weren't hired to have an opinion. Couldn't give a fuck what this monkey thinks. Their only job is to enter orders when orders must be entered. Because, I'll tell you, as a professional money manager, doesn't matter how big you are. Sometimes when that stop level hits, you just don't want to obey the stop. And it's painful because it means ego. And like I said, there's some people that actually employ people. Look, at your only job is when that stop level is hit, you make damn fucking sure the position is exited. That's your only job. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to know about it. I just want to know that if that stop level is tripped up, we close the position. So that's how serious and how difficult this issue is. This is not an easy issue. Unfortunately, a lot of people come to this space. I often talk about this. The easy part of this game is loading up a chart and looking at squiggly lines and going, hey, that Beamish guy says W's are bullish. Hey, I'm a bull. That's the easy part of this game. The hard part is, where do I enter? Where do I exit if I'm proven wrong? Where do I exit if I'm proven right? Make damn sure that if I am right, I get paid substantially more than if I'm wrong. That's the hard part of this game. So I'm not going to say that this question and this problem, this is easy. This is the hard part of this game. What I will say, though, ironically enough, we as humans, we're so worried about losing money. Because not only does it affect our pocketbook, obviously that's the important thing, but more importantly, and this is the worst part about it, is that it affects our psychology, about our sort of mental, what we think we are worth in the... I just did a lip smack. Sorry about that. I want to articulate this, so I want to make sure this message is nice and clear. The damage of a setup not working and you being forced to exit is very actually little to do with the money, and it has more to do with the psychological damage it does to your expectation of making money from trading going forward, your view of yourself, your net worth, self-worth in relation to your peers' eyes. What are your peers going to think of you now that you're a loser and you lose money? That's actually, ironically enough, where the damage is really done. And then to avoid that social sort of you suck kind of, oh, you're just a chump, why do I listen to you kind of stuff, we'll actually try and avoid that pain. We'll avoid doing the right thing. We'll avoid just walking away from a situation where the market said, hey, you weren't right. You better get the fuck out of there. We'll avoid that like the plague. We'll turn screens off. We won't load our accounts because we don't want to see the numbers. We don't want to acknowledge it. We won't go into chat rooms. We'll stop interacting with the public. It's terrible what our egos do to us. It really is. It's not fair. So I'm not going to say this is definitely the hardest part of trading, is being okay with being wrong and just, if I was wrong, just get the fuck out. Ironically enough, I would actually say, if you had like a limit stop and it wasn't respected, probably the best thing for you to do is look at it like, oh fuck, the exchange just fucked me. This trade has to go under that column of systemic risk, as we say. Just clean it up as fast as possible and move on. If it's like stock trading, registered accounts, you're buying value kind of thing. Little old lady, keep those risks small. Don't ever break that 5%. I mean, if this position you're like, okay, well, it's working away, and then all of a sudden you start seeing, oh boy, this open-ended risk is actually now bigger than 5% of my portfolio, then maybe you just say, oh, well, this is just a disaster. I better just fucking walk away now and just get the fuck out. Quite often when I'm trading stocks and you see me banging out doubles and on crypto and stuff like that, I take like 2% portfolio risk on the asset. So it technically could go to zero. And I still don't break that 5% rule. But that's just smart investing. That's just setting yourself up for success. I have a special needs son. And I go out of my way through his team and even what I do to set him up so he doesn't really have any choice but to succeed. He's very sensitive to light. He's very sensitive to sound. So I don't take him to places that have big flashy lights. I don't take him to places that have big loud sounds, because that's setting him up for failure. So ironically enough, I've actually, and it's probably part of these guys on the other side, their plan, but to try and articulate the anxieties of us norms, if you will, trying to risk money in the marketplace, the parallels between my son, very low functioning autistic child, the parallels are staggering. Because, when the wheels fall off the bus for him, ironically enough, that it's the same behavior out of you guys. I mean, you go fucking just unhinged, and you can't do anything at that point. At that point, you're in crisis mode, and you're like, okay, we got to put the fire out. We got to just stabilize. And quite often, what ends up happening is people come to me after the market's like totally punished them, and they're like, okay, Brian, what do I do? And in those kind of situations, it's the worst thing to give somebody a suggestion. You just want to stabilize this situation. So that was a very long-winded. What do you think, guys? Was that worth that little rant? Did any of you people over on social media, did you get any little tidbit value, little pieces out of what I just said there? I gotta tell you, all I see is our gentleman who can't get on the website here. Hey, there's my buddy Josh. I got my Tesla stocks all built, ready to go, dude. I hope you got yours. I don't want to be kind of driving up to your house with my Tesla and you not participating with me. Oh, by the way, actually, we got a whole bunch of new Tesla ideas. The people on the site are going to be Steven there. Steven's got my new Teslas. He's actually went and already bought the ideas that are going to pay for my Teslas. So, damn, I'm already set. All right, good. I always want you guys to try and get some value out of this stuff. I never understand these YouTube metrics, though. According to this, it says there's 500 playbacks. I have no idea what the hell that means. Anyway. Okay, so we hit the questions. I hope whoever asked these questions feels as though they've been well serviced. We talked a little bit about Bitcoin in its sort of face rip phase. Actually, I don't even think we gave you levels. Check out this level on Bitcoin. The irony of it all is you think that Ethereum level's high. And I think I've done this for fun in the public videos. But check this out. I mean, if we believe in Mr. Foggenbaum and his whole chaos concept, then really Bitcoin's actually telling you right now where it wants to go. There we go. But remember, I did this back last spring. So this is all you. Hey, I'm already a trader, Brian. I don't need any psychology talk shit. Just give me some sort of trading tool that I can use for free. Damn it! So we had this W come in here, and I was like, I don't know. Well, according to Mr. Foggenbaum, we should be thinking about. Yeah, I remember that 11,693. And somebody just shit on my fucking head on social media. Yeah, don't be filling these people with false expectations, you son of a bitch. And there it is. Doink. So, I mean, I'm not going to be filling you with false expectations. You do with the information as you please. But I found it quite hilarious when I, just for fun, I think one of these public videos, I said, well, if the logic of Foggenbaum is scalable, and I don't see any reason why it isn't, then what that means is we should go boobity-boop, or boobity-boop, and let's see where the hell this one's going to take us. Hey, there we go. Interesting how it hits like a big fat round number there too. How ironic, eh? 50 G's, right on the nose. So, I mean, I'm not here in the prediction business. What I am saying is the market is pointing up. Don't get in front of this. Is it a good idea to come in and risk your hard-earned money at this point? I don't think so. But so fucking what? I mean, the market's rallied like 5 G's. Since our last buy signal. What does a buy signal to TRI look like? The funny thing is I remember I did these. Brian's getting all high octane, high octave. So something big's about to happen. But I remember I was tweeting out and all this kind of shit when these signals were all coming in here. In fact, I should. The cool thing is you can come in and you can actually just scroll through the signals and see for yourself. So our little Davo here. When was it? I remember it was like versus Euro and stuff. It just went all nuts. Oh, geez, we're only into early November. It was like back in October. It was a while ago. All right, look at the waves. Jesus, that damn waves. You can see fucking Davos were all excited about it. How far back can I go here? Anyway, the signal was way back in October. Oh, no, we can't go that far back. Damn. Anyway, I think I saved it on a chart here. Let's see. Boom. There we are. So what does a buy signal to a guy like Brian look like? I want to see W's in my indicators. W's. 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 W's in price. W's. And look at what happens. I mean, do you hold on the whole fucking way? I don't know. It's up to you and your plan. Do you spoon feed as the market works its way higher? Sure. Do we actually have any sell signals yet? Not really. I mean, we got sort of momentum started to fail and then quickly snapped back and broke all this. What was really interesting about volume impetus here is, and actually somebody pointed this out on this site, which I was so impressed with, because the interesting thing is it doesn't matter how smart you are, you're never going to be able to pick everything up. And this is the whole idea of 1 + 1 = 3, and how sort of, it's actually in your best interest to keep an open mind and just sort of listen. And gosh, ooh, what a good dovetail. When I first started, well, not when this was even before I started this. This was back when I was at my old prop firm, and I didn't even know what the fuck I was supposed to do after my wife died. And she came to me, and I'll tell you, this will be in the book. This will be in my memoirs. She came to me in a dream one night after she passed away, and she looked so beautiful, and she looked so happy, which was good, because she lived in a lot of pain. So that was a good thing. She told me all about this crazy TRI adventure, and she said, Brian, you have the opportunity to make a really positive difference in this world, and then this is the key. And this is what made me believe that this was real and not bullshit. And she said, well, Brian, but you've got to learn to listen. Didn't want to hear that. So here's yet another example of that. And frankly speaking, when I was at the prop firm, I learned and listened from Hogue. I learned and listened from Mountain Man. They were very important, needed pieces in this sort of day trading puzzle that needed to be part of this sort of full sort of education package that you all needed and want and came to me for. So, the irony of it all is the whole Top Step experience was actually an integral piece of their plan, these guys' plan from the other side, to get me to the point where we can make this positive difference in this world, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, somebody on the site the other day mentioned that because I was sort of obsessed with these green bars and whether the bulls were going to top out, they were like, well, Brian, I don't know whether you noticed, but the bears just actually officially fell asleep right through this event right here. I don't know whether they fell asleep. I mean, we have that high there, that high there. I think the bears officially fall asleep if we do a bar lower than that bar. But more importantly with all of this is you notice that this candle here did 32,460 or 426. And this candle here did 32,405. So the bulls are still very much awake. And of course, we look at our indicator, there ain't no sign of breakdown here. So clearly something shifted. I don't know whether the bears actually fell asleep on that candle. Your different exchange might have different volume data. I don't know. This is Coinbase. I know we like to also follow Stamp and stuff. But point here, I guess, just simply put, big volume surge. You see the W in OBV. So there's more anecdotal evidence that there's no top here in volume momentum or volume itself. Very, very strong. So I was kind of thinking maybe we had, where the hell did I put it? Was it this chart? Maybe this is a different one. I was thinking maybe we had signs of failure, momentum-wise, off of these charts. I guess we can look at it here. It's fine. But, no, all taken away. Boom, boosh, 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 boosh. See ya. And then, boom, breaking out here. So there isn't any signs of failure here at all. The only problem I have here, of course, is Willie's nice and stupid. And like I said, at any given point in time, you have to expect 38.2s. I guess I like the idea that we're sort of ganning our way higher here. We had talked at length about how if this was a top, then the 8-to-1 would act as a trade level. But I did notice here when I drew up the 8-to-1s in this angle here, there was a fight that was put in here. And then if we thought this was a fractal up, and then it would just replicate that action on the other side, fractal back down, then I drew this. What I noticed was through this consolidation here, this sort of bearish leaning, it actually kind of inverted. And I suppose this happens. I've seen it happen before. Where instead of the fractal actually playing itself out as we work down, the fractal actually inverts. And so down here is up. And up in this original is actually down. It does happen. I don't know how to explain it, but anyway, it is what it is. We're marching our way higher here. Interesting how the fractal action, I don't even know if you can see that on YouTube or not, but interesting how the fractal action kind of peters out. You can see the slope of the move is sort of saucering out, which leads me to believe that the slope of the move to the upside is going to be saucering out as we go through this phase right here. I thought it was interesting. I was a bit surprised, frankly. You know, the traders. Remember, traders, they don't have an opinion. They're just in there trading levels. Traders got to trade. And I think we pointed out this bot, and actually it was kind of cool. Somebody on the Daily Brief on Thursday pointed it out right through here. I think we got our candle signal. This thing worked its way up. It hit move stop to trailing, and this is kind of what surprised me here, was in essence we went and M'd out, and then she started to fail. This is basically a price action through the weekend. Doesn't surprise me that this turned into just a big honking V. You know, the impression that I get, what I think is going on here, is Wall Street has said, hey, look at, this is our Bitcoin rally. Fuck you, kids. We're going to try and fuck around with you as much as possible. I think they probably tried to get the weekend kids to balk here. But come, Sunday when they turn the machines back on, Monday morning, they had every intention of this thing being right back basically where they took it out on Friday. That's what I think's happened here. I could be wrong. Who knows? Coming into this evening, kind of like what we talked about here, how often do markets range versus trending? Keep in mind, markets typically range 70 to 80% of the time. So as it stands right now, I would expect some resistance to come up in through this level. It wouldn't be shocking. So this is kind of like the lower time frame traders, market participants. I guess a V bottom, they always say, kind of here, V bottom should be tested. So, that's what that is. V bottom should be tested. That's what that is. So V bottom, I mean, look at this V bottom, right? The test didn't really come down that far. Brian, if I was suggesting that you keep a sharp eye open, Brian and his candle body lows, I love that level. Probably should maybe look at 4 hours, see if there's any oh, look at that. That's also a 4-hour candle body low level as well. So there you go. And that probably makes sense, right? Because we'll draw a simple trend line. Boobity boo, just play connect the dots. Is this some sort of channel? Maybe the channel looks something like boobity boo, boobity boo, boobity boo, like so. Right, so there we are, stuck in a channel, which means probably get a nice little fight up here. If we can bust up through the highs, then maybe run some stops up top. If we do get a nice little fractal pattern, I don't know what it's gonna look like. An inside bar. How Brian does these. So big up candle. Then an inside bar, and in reload zones on the test of this trend line, we start rolling over. Okay, there might be a nice little range trade short. Considering how everything is so damn uppy here right now, I actually am leaning towards kind of hunting buys against all these candle body low levels in here to try and sneak in. But, I don't know whether buying blindly on that level tag is a good idea. Maybe let the level come in, then a nice inside bar like I just did there, the other thing. Empire, W, whatever the hell they want to make it look like, to actually say, hey, there's a little bit of a bottom work in here. That's probably not a bad idea. But, I think there's probably your trading range for the time being. So let's say we act up here around 18.8 or so. Candle body highs or trade location. Keep an eye on how she acts up there. The range traders, we might get a nice little short. And as I said, I would actually prefer Tuesday, Wednesday London kill zones. Actually, we see if we can sneak in off of some sort of reversal off the bottom there. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. Interesting how ABCD, I mean, technically that objective is still open there. It's just, I think that they, chicken shit. Remember, futures traders don't have opinions. If they see M's, they want to get the fuck out of there and just count their money and run. Maybe we can let this consolidate a bit more, get even a bigger bot that sets up to get us back in, probably right off the level that you sold. That wouldn't surprise me. Probably that'll be the focus of our conversation on the site, like through daily briefs and stuff tomorrow. Does this set up a bigger bot that, one low, second low, third low to take us the next leg higher? So that'll be what I'll watch for there. And as it sort of said there earlier, I love the DeFi names just because it's so counter. Nobody's really that interested in them, like Chainlink. It's coming to stay. He's actually behaved very well against this Mountain Men test. If this W does come in, we start accepting above these moving averages. Well, maybe there's something there. It's probably not something I'd be interested in. I would prefer to wait for down here. But, all those Chainlink fans, keep an eye there. I talked about these energy webs earlier. I mean, I like to coming in on the buy side there. That, to me, this is everything that I do as a trader. I want to force myself to come in at the bottom end of ranges. I'm seeing divergences. I'm seeing dumps to bottom end of range on very light volume. Really simple trend line tags. Not even really talking moon or anything here. I think you could get some serious upside appreciation here. And I think if I'm not, so you can see. And in fact, actually, I might even go off of that one there. Yeah, I like that better. So market structure there, that defines your trend line. Break the trend line. Give me any kind of bullish sign on the other side of trend line. I got something to work with here. So actually interesting because this morning I think they were kind of probing against the lows here to see if they could flush any weak hands. And I was like, fuck, man, let's get in there. So, I don't know, Shark, Steven? Remember we said, did we just miss the fucking trade here? That would suck if we did. Because you guys, everybody at DRI will know that I was in there in the lounge. Steven, did you say you grabbed some of this morning? So, I asked these guys because I'm not set up on this Uniswap, and I was like, how the fuck do I get in on these damn things? So there it is. It's up to you. Just listen to the way that fucking crypto is. Oh, awesome. Good job, Steven. Way to go. Just listen to the way crypto, or what's his name? Tyler? Just listen to the way he's talking. I mean, fuck, just go grab $5 worth of this thing and see what happens. Of course he goes, it's not going to $1 million though. It's not going to $1 million. It's not going to $1 million. It's going to 10 million. Oh, what? Anyway, I love this kind of market. This is beautiful, right? All the moon boys, they're all gone. So it's, people thinking rationally. I think I've told you guys, I can buy this on Polo. So I put myself on a plan. I've already got one fill, but now they're rallying the damn thing off the lows. Hey, I've got bids working lower, damn it. Anyway, I got one fill on here, so I'm happy I got a little bit of him, but I would love to be able to buy some more of him down below. Look at this KSM. Look at that chart. Have you ever heard anybody say something about W's? Is there something that we kind of like when we see W's? Do we want to buy or do we want to sell? Anyway, keep an eye on that one. I have no idea what the story is there. Don't look like he's super jazzed about this PIE, but I don't think I like the price action there, so I'll just leave that alone. Sjord. Have I introduced you to this guy named Sjord? TRI's Chief Technology Officer. Pretty swell guy too. This is his baby, and actually TRI put a bit of money into this. So not only did he have a baby, but he also had a crypto baby. Way to go, Sjord. But this is an idea of his. If you want to know, actually he'll be on the call tomorrow morning. You want to do 30-day trial, all that kind of fun stuff. Get yourself all set up on that sign-up list for the Black Friday, all that kind of stuff. Get it all taken care of. But anyway, you want to come do the 30-day trial right now. Come and pick Sjord's brain tomorrow morning. Mondays is the CTO report on TRI. And why is he so bullish of this? Well, you know, the invitation is there. So I think I'm feeling pretty positive about what's happening here today. Yeah, pretty good looking trade. Oh, just did a lip snip a smack. Sorry, everybody. I'm trying really hard. All right. I don't know how long I've blabbed on here today. Probably not too long, but I feel like I've said everything I wanted to say. I sure went on length about Charlie there. Way to go, Charlie, you boss. Ooh, look at Dad. Man, my Dash has gone and put in a big honking W. Think I'll go buy some more. Yay. You know me, I love to buy shit. Well, not shit. I like to buy stuff. When it's down against the bottom end of its range. Oh, my goodness. Love that kind of stuff. This vet, I think. Oh, look at vet. Yeah, we talked.